How's it going, folks? Welcome to the video. Today's background noise brought to you by, if I hear a rooster at 11 o'clock at night, I'm gonna go Sandor Clegane on its ass and eat me some chicken. Recently, I rewatched Captain America Civil War, and I was struck, not for the first time, by one of the opening scenes. It's this one. This is the presentation where Tony Stark reveals the technology he has invented to delete traumatic or bad memories from the human brain. It made me think, what if you could delete bad memories from your brain? Would you? Should you? Everyone has and will, at some point in their lives, gone through or will go through a really horrible, traumatic experience that they will really wish had never happened to them. I'm not a fan of those, typical motivational pictures that people post on Facebook, you know the type. It's like a stock photo image over a quote like, "You can do it, just hang in there, man." That kind of stuff. I really don't like that kind of stuff. I think it's weird. But I remember one really good one that I saw a little while ago was something like, everybody has in their life a story that would make you drop to your knees and just want to give up. It's really good for perspective because, of course, everybody has at one time or another gone through something seriously awful that will forever be ingrained in their minds that they will want to forget one day. But here's the thing. Should we try to forget these things? Should we want to forget them? And if we had the ability, should we forcibly remove those things from our minds? I want to say no. There's the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Now, I'm not saying it from a certain angle where I'm trying to justify suffering or to sort of or to patronize those who are suffering, in effect saying oh hey, just knuckle down, be a man, you'll get through it, don't cry so much, don't whinge about it. Of course, I'm not saying that at all. Instead, I want to bring up something that I've said before in earlier videos, which is that pain is a relative experience. And experiences, of course, is what life is all about. We are on this earth trying to accrue the most possible number of experiences for ourselves in our lives. Hopefully, for the most part, they'll all be good, but as we know, as I've said earlier, a lot of them will be bad. So then in terms of, pain being a relative experience, and whatever is the most painful thing to you is a 10 compared to, other lesser things being less than a 10 in terms of what you can handle, that is. These things do, in effect, therefore make you more resilient. So then, for example, if a 10 out of 10 for you in terms of pain is breaking your arm, whenever you say break a finger or something like that, it'll be so much less painful to you, and it'll be something that you're so much more well equipped to deal with. Or else, say if you lose a loved one, if that then happens again, hopefully it doesn't obviously, but if it then happens again, you will be therefore more equipped to deal with it, and it will be less painful, and you will have to spend less time recovering. As such, I would never ever willingly want to dispense with any of my painful memories, because I would then fear losing my ability to deal with other bad experiences in the future. Example, recently I got through pre-painful surgery. I now know that I can get through that again if I ever need to have surgery again. Before I started martial arts, I'd never broken any bones before. Now I've broken 2, and I know that breaking bones isn't actually that bad. It's pretty painful for sure, and you need to go to the doctor for sure, but it's not that bad, and I know that I can function and work through things despite the pain. The other year, my dog died, and it was by far the saddest thing that's ever happened to me, and I cried for a week. But it taught me a great lesson. It taught me that, yes, your animals, your pets will not live forever, and that, the next time you get a pet or something like that, you're so very aware of that, but at the same time, you learn to cherish your time with that animal and love it all the more for that. Lastly, I want to mention college, which is something that I've talked about in earlier videos as being something that I found very, very difficult. Now, I recognize with hindsight that having had gone through those things, having grinded out an awful lot of work, that really, while it can suck at the time, while it can be depressing and deadening at the time, it's worth it for the end product. And if I ever want to go back to college, I know that I can just do that. I can put my head down, grind through the boredom, the drudgery, and the you know, sort of thoroughness that academia demands, and just get it all done and get my piece of paper at the end. While I was going through all of these things, I wasn't confident that I could hold my own and stay the course and really, you know, be the same at the end of these experiences and take something positive away from them. I really wasn't sure at all. But now that I have, I know that I can, and I know for future reference what I can tolerate, what my limits are, and that, you know, such that I can get through the pain of a broken finger and a broken nose, maybe I can get through the pain of something much worse than that physically. If I can get over losing my dog that I had for 10 years and loved to bits, maybe I can then get over, you know, a bad breakup or losing a family member or something like that. It's in the same vein, if you get me. I credit some of the worst things I have ever experienced in my entire life with an awful lot of my personal strength as a person. I credit some of the worst things I have ever experienced in my entire life with an awful lot of my personal strength as a person. I actually think now I'm coming up on my most scary experience to date, which is moving to Japan all by myself with very limited language and forging a life there, you know, working for 2.5 months, waiting my first paycheck, trying not to starve to death, navigating a brand new city, possibly Tokyo, and getting by in life. That's gonna be scary, but in terms of, like, you know, relative experience and stuff like that, I feel like I've gotten through enough stuff that was painful beforehand in order to not flake in front of this new challenge that will face me in the coming months. So, do I think I would ever need or want technology like this? No. And do I think that anybody should ever need or want technology like this? Also no. But by the same logic, I can think of so many useful things that it could be used for, such as, you know, I've always wanted to, say, like, delete the memory of an awesome book from my mind, like, you know, the first Harry Potter book or something like that, and then read it again with fresh eyes. That'd be amazing. Or, like, you know, watch Kung Fu Panda again for the first time, or Forrest Gump, or The Breakfast Club, or something like that for the first time. I think that would be a cool use for that kind of technology. But overall, I think, you know, we can really do without it. Guys, that's the video. I hope you had a reasonably good time. Hope you thought some thoughts. If you want to add to the discussion down below, please feel free to do so. I can be found on Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitter at Duketastic, so you can shoot me a message there if you want to. Other than that, as always, just take